Good morning. It's Tuesday morning, Garden of England, frosty, beautiful morning, unlike yesterday where we had a hoolie blowing and really driving rain, cold rain. And I suppose the change in the weather from yesterday to today is why we live here. We lived in the south of France for 7 years, and we came back to the UK in 2012. And what was interesting about coming back was, where do we live? And we'd gone to the south of France to live because we'd taken the advice of an astrologer who was good at sort of saying where's a good place to live, sort of thing. And so we decided to come back primarily because I ended up in a minor car crash thing. Nobody's fault, just the sun low in the sky, blinded two drivers, and we banged into one another. It was kind of weird. And then I ended up in hospital with a kidney stone. Not good being in hospital in agony, not being able to speak French very well. So we tried to come back, and then in consulting the astrologer again, where's a good place in the UK? Well, he actually said Rye initially. We ended up living there for a while in a beautiful farmhouse we rented right across the lane from Paul McCartney. It was an amazing time. I think I've mentioned that before. But on coming back to look for properties, initially we ended up in a nice home owned by a woman from Edinburgh, and just asking, how do you get on living in the south of England, blah blah blah. She said, one of the things you'll notice, especially you Glaswegians, but certainly for me even in Edinburgh, she said, if it's raining here like it was yesterday and blowing a hoolie kind of thing, she said, you can more or less be sure the next day it'll be sunny. Whereas if you remember living in Glasgow, if it was sunny, you can be pretty certain the next day it'll be raining. And that was kind of interesting, and to be honest, it's kind of been like that. It's just lovely living here with the weather by and large, but there you go. So big lesson just now, right? And I'm really grateful for those of you who've already recommended the new course to your family, friends and loved ones, colleagues, and the people who've already bought it, so thank you for that. I'm most grateful. I hope it serves its purpose. It's for beginners. Oh, by the way, there apparently has been a bit of a misunderstanding from some people. Big learning curve for me putting stuff online. Some people kind of thought it might be a live course rather than pre-recorded. So all the modules are pre-recorded. I did them live. I mean, I'm not reading off an auto cue like some people do. It's live in the moment when I was recording them. But anyway, just in case, and it's for beginners, stands alone, full of great tools and techniques, and I suppose it's excellent for repeaters, returnees, just getting back into things with me. But one of the big things that's happening just now is this general dynamic in the world of it being the new year, early in the new year. So there is a move, there is a resonance, if you like, around the world of hope, of new year resolutions and setting goals and going after them. And we know how to do that. We know how to do it better than most people, actually, with our process. You can still catch up with that. But so what happens, of course, I've mentioned already, that you'll get tested with your goals very early on if you start programming them. The source wants to check you're committed before it gets to work on your behalf, and so it'll test you. The other thing that's kind of important is, this is a big point, the way that most of us have been socialised. I remember going through school and the little weekly tests and the 10 out of 10 for your sums or 7 out of 10 for your spelling or whatever test it was. We very soon learned that life seemed to be about how good you were at stuff that you were being taught. And so you start to really pick up on the notion of it's all about you and your ego and your skills and abilities and stuff. And I've mentioned a lot, especially in recent courses, about your unique ability and your gift. But I suppose the toughest thing for newcomers to understand is that you're not going to achieve these goals. It's not you. Yeah, you're going to have to act. You're going to have to get out your comfort zone. You're going to have to pre-program critical meetings and events. But ultimately, you cannot, under any circumstances, can you plan out who, what, why, when, where the things that you need are going to be attracted to you. You can't do that. And it doesn't matter what the left brainers tell you about you need a plan nonsense. It's just nonsense. You can't plan. Well, you can plan the left brain type goals, the realistic, achievable nonsense. And no one gets out of bed with a passion for a realistic, achievable goal. Always remember that. I've always said that to you. But you're out of bed with a passion if you've got clarity of something you really, really, really desire to manifest in your life. Something you want to do, something you want to have, or the person you want to become. So the challenge for you is to surrender the ego and to understand that as long as you keep doing the programming, and as long as the source knows you're committed, whatever you believe that to be, I'm pretty certain what I know it is, but whatever you want it to be or believe that it is, then it's going to continue to get to work for you. So even today, coincidence, serendipity, and aha, stuff is on its way. People, places, opportunities, every resource that you need to manifest the most outlandish goal you've come up with in the process over the recent weeks. Everything you need is out there. What Source's job is to make sure by testing you and you acting and doing what you have to do and speaking up and pre-programming the meetings and events, what's happening is that those people, places, opportunities, listen to this, have been lined up right now, if you like, behind your back. You've no idea. You can't even begin to imagine the complexity of the activity that Source is doing right now on your behalf. How cool is that? And how pathetic is it when we allow our egos to get in the way thinking it's me, I did it. No, you didn't. You never have and you never will. There's something much, much bigger at play here. And we're getting into the alpha theta state by managing our thoughts, being positive, don't let any negativity get at us, continually reviewing on our future screens for our goals, getting committed to doing whatever has to be done, then everything you need that's been lined up right now is on its way. Have a cracking day. I'll see you, Ramora. Bye now.